Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to another video. And today we are going to discuss about hedge funds and the different type of hedge funds. So for our discussion today, we will be focusing on global macro hedge fund and what we'll go detail into it. What a global macro hedge fund is. So, what is a hedge fund? Hedge fund is in a pool of investors. Institutional investors will pool their capital, and they'll be acting as the limited partners. And one fund manager, who is a hedge fund manager, will be acting as a general partner, and he will manage the fund. And the idea is to generate very high returns, and it's a very high risk taking and high returns is what is the main motto of the hedge funds. Different strategies are deployed by hedge funds. One of the strategy which we will discuss today is the global macro strategy, and in the coming sessions we will discuss about different strategies. The other strategies that are there are diversification and mathematical models are also used, and yeah. So let's discuss about global macro strategy and what it is. So what is a global macro strategy is this strategy is deployed by hedge fund, and what it does is the positions are taken based on political forecasts of various countries and macroeconomic principles impacting the economies of those countries. So the positions that will be taken included long and short positions in equity, fixed income, currency, commodities, and future markets. So, for example, if the hedge fund manager believes that US is headed into a recession, he may short sell stocks and future contracts on major US indices and the US dollar. And if he's seeing a good opportunity of growth in Singapore, then he'll take long position in that country's asset. So that is one example of what political forecast or macroeconomic forecast based uh, taking positions mean in a global macro strategy. And the different this global macro strategy funds which operate are basically using predictions and projections of large scale events on a country wide, continent wide, global wide opportunistic strategies, and they capitalize on these macroeconomic and geopolitical trends. Okay, and these global macro strategies make forecasts and analyze trends, and analyze different factors like interest rates, politics, domestic and foreign policies, international trade, currency exchange rates, and other factors to take their positions. Okay. Yeah, and that's what it is. So there's a lot of other information here, how to use different things to take the positions again. Okay. The main big company in the global macro hedge fund is BridgeWater Assets. That's what we are going to discuss today. So, BridgeWater Assets is a very famous company in the global macro hedge fund industry, and it is having 124.7 billion assets as of 2018. Okay. Yeah, so let's go into what Bridgewater as a company. So this is their website, and if you see, Bridgewater Associates was formed by Ray Dalio in 1975 from his two-bedroom apartment, and in over the 45 years, it became a global institution it is today. Okay, so Ray Dalio studied in Harvard Business School. So his parents were a jazz musician and homemaker, but he was interested in financial markets from the age of 12. The first company he invested was Northeast Airlines, and because he invested because $5 a share, it was the lowest that he could buy. But that company was nearing bankruptcy, and it got bought out, which he made some good money. And he was fully interested in financial markets, and he majored in finance and topped the class. And after that, he went into Harvard Business School and did an MBA there, and worked for a few Wall Street firms for a few years, and then started this Bridgewater Associates company. And initially, they were doing some consulting business to institutional investors, and actively managing their exposures in the commodity and futures markets. And he used to write this research commentary every day, Bridgewater daily observations, and send it to clients. And this research has attracted big institutional funds to Bridgewater. Like World Bank has given 5 million account to be managed, and it is even today this daily observations remains one of the most sought after market commentaries by investors and policymakers across the globe. Okay, and his thinking has impacted some of the global macroeconomic policies also. So that's what Ray Dalio and his Bridgewater company is. And we have also discussed about what a global macro strategy is, which is deployed in used by hedge funds. Okay, yeah. So so there are different strategies again. If these companies, these are the different factors, right? Interest rates, politics, currency exchange rates, international trade, foreign policies. All these factors are analyzed and then entered into positions. Like for example, take the recent example of gold, right? So if you see that due to uncertainty in the financial markets due to geopolitical reasons surrounding us and china, you expect a rise in the gold price. So that is and you bet on it, or you put take a position on it and make money. So that is what a global macro strategy is. And like taking positions based on like geopolitical events or countrywide macroeconomic scenarios. Okay, and different examples are given here, like in each particular thing. Like stock or equity index trading under global macro strategy analyzes that equity or commodity index of a specific country. So if they're trading, this global macro hedge fund is trading in a stock or equity index, they will analyze the equity or commodity index of that country using futures, options, and ETFs. And fund managers generally create portfolios from this index at low rate, low interest rate environments. Okay, and they mainly focus on liquidating liquid assets that can be easily traded when there is uncertainty. Okay, so these assets only come with market risks which are expected, and there are no other risks. Another example that is given, if the company is expecting that the developing countries are going to improve, then they'll invest in that particular country, and that stocks, when they go up, they'll make good money out of it. Okay. Yeah, commodity, I already gave an example to you. So commodity like gold, I've already given an example to you. Coming to this global macro fronts, also use price based and trend following algorithms, okay, to construct the portfolios and execute the fund trades. So they use the price based and trend following algorithms to construct the portfolios. They use fundamental analysis to build portfolios and executive trades using algorithms. So this is what a global macro fund is, and one of the hedge fund which is famous is Bridgewater Associates, and Ray Dalio is the person who has formed it, and he has been able to provide very good results, growth to the company. Yeah. So AI, I have given the history of this company to AI, and like in video, and asked it to generate a video, and we'll go through that next. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bridgewater Associates stands out even in the high-stakes world of hedge funds. It's not just their impressive track record that sets them apart. Bridgewater is known for a unique culture. This culture emphasizes radical transparency and thoughtful disagreement. Founded by Ray Dalio, the firm operates on a distinct set of principles. These principles guide decision-making and shape the company's identity. This approach has drawn both praise and criticism over the years. However, BridgeWater's impact on the financial landscape remains undeniable. The story of BridgeWater began modestly in 1975. Ray Dalio, armed with an MBA from Harvard, started the company from his two-bedroom apartment in New York City. Initially, BridgeWater focused on providing economic advice to corporate clients. Dalio's early research reports gained recognition for their unique insights. This led to BridgeWater managing funds for clients, marking a turning point. The firm's success with global macro investing solidified its reputation. BridgeWater grew steadily, becoming one of the largest hedge funds globally. BridgeWater's investment approach diverged from traditional Wall Street methods. Dalio believed in understanding the fundamental economic drivers shaping markets. This global macro perspective formed the bedrock of their strategy. They developed sophisticated systems to analyze economic data and identify investment opportunities. Risk parity, a strategy that balances risk across different asset classes, became a cornerstone of their approach. Diversification, another key principle, aimed to mitigate losses by spreading investments across various assets. This innovative approach challenged conventional wisdom and yielded impressive returns. At the heart of BridgeWater's success lies its distinctive culture. Dalio's principles, emphasizing transparency and open debate, permeate the organization. Employees are encouraged to express their opinions freely, regardless of seniority. This radical transparency is evident in their daily operations. Meetings are recorded and archived, making information accessible to all. Constructive criticism is valued, fostering an environment of continuous learning. This approach aims to eliminate ego and promote intellectual rigor in decision-making. While some find this culture intense, it has been instrumental in BridgeWater's growth and resilience.